woman at work inadvertently found her son, who had been dead for 8 years, appeared in front of her eyes. Fluffy hair, big black eyes. The left side of his face still had a 1 to 2 centimeter scar. It was exactly the same as his dead son, although it was many years ago. But as a mother, Anna was convinced. The boy in front of her was her son, Jack. Watching the boy's back as he faded away, Anna honked the horn in the car. Hearing the sound, Jack subconsciously looked towards the roadside. After seeing the overall appearance of Jack, Anna was 100% sure of his suspicions, so he hurriedly parked the car on the side of the road. Then he followed the students and got on the bus to the school. After sitting down in a secluded place, Anna never took her eyes off Jack. She couldn't help but want to go forward and identify her son, but reason made her give up the idea. Finally, after passing the school platform, the students stepped off the bus one by one. Anna followed Jack's figure and found their school. After writing down the school's address, she rushed to her ex-husband's house by car, ready to ask about the situation. The current wife opened the door for Anna, but Anna didn't pay any attention to the other woman. She ran straight into the yard.
Hi.
I only need him for a minute.
After getting a minute of privacy, Anna told Matt that she had just seen her son, who had been dead for 8 years, appear in front of her eyes, and gave the address of the school. But Matt didn't believe Anna's conversation at all, because 8 years ago, they watched Jack drown in the water, and the hospital showed a death certificate. He thought Anna must have been distraught. She was hallucinating. As Matt was about to comfort Anna, his wife saw the scene before her eyes, so she threw Anna out. She didn't care about their son, because they now had a child of their own. After leaving Matt's house, she drove to the local police station. She found the police officer who had filed the report of her son's death 8 years earlier. They recounted the details of the crime. They had searched the pond where Jack had drowned for 3 days and nights, but they couldn't find Jack's body, so they gave a certificate of accidental death. Until now, there was no new development in the case, but when they heard that Anna saw her son, who had disappeared for 8 years, appear in front of her eyes, the police also looked puzzled. They all thought that Anna must have missed him too much. She was hallucinating, so they told her to go home and wait for the notice. They would reinvestigate the case. Walked out of the police station, still a little worried about her son, so when he left school, she was going to go up to him and ask him about it herself. Just as she stopped Jack and was about to talk, a man appeared at his side. He took Jack by the hand and dragged him to the car. Anna followed in the car. Through the estate, Anna pulled up in front of the villa. After taking a picture of his license plate number and address, Anna searched the internet for information about the villa and its owner. The next day, after dressing up in a photo of her childhood, she came to Jack's school. As a musician, she applied for a job as a teacher at the school. The principal saw that Anna was a graduate of the music school. Anna was accepted with no problem, but before she could do that, she needed to get a teaching certificate. After seeing that everything went well, Anna left the school happy. In the evening, she was celebrating with drinks. Anna is suddenly approached by her ex-husband Matt. He tells Anna to give up her fantasy of finding her son. Although for her this is a good thing, but for Matt it was a bad thing. He doesn't want this to scare his current wife. So, after giving Anna some tough words, Matt left the villa. The next day, Anna came to school with her resume. After putting up posters on the classroom walls, the principal found Anna and told her she shouldn't be here. She was then asked to leave.
Well, strictly speaking, you shouldn't really be on school property until your DDS check.
Just as Anna is leaving the school, the man upstairs is hiding in the shadows, watching her with a dead eye. Day, she invited John's family to her ex-husband Matt's music studio, performed a show. After seeing what Jack looked like, Matt was always convinced that their son had drowned 8 years ago. The boy in front of him was not related to him in any way, and told Anna to give up this fantasy. At night, while Jack was sleeping, inadvertently asked his father about his mother, but when John heard the word mother, immediately became angry. He yelled at Jack, "Go to bed." Jack was so scared that he had to hide in his room to seek comfort from Anna, but when he saw that the boy in Anna's avatar looked very similar to himself, he had doubts about whether he was John's biological relationship, so he sneaks out of the bedroom while John is sleeping. He sneaked out of his bedroom. He came to Anna's house. During their conversation, Anna learns that John, because of his work, would often take Jack to England, and that he would be gone for 2 or 3 years at a time. The next project was about to start. He might not have much time to spend with Anna, so Anna decided to go to the black market. Go to the black market to get a fake passport. Take Jack abroad with her. After getting the passport, when Anna returned home, she found that Jack had already disappeared. It turns out that John had already suspected Anna was planning something against his son, so he came to the school early in the morning and picked up his son, and then drove in front of the school waiting for Anna. Then John took Anna to his dead ex-wife's house. John lied that Jack was actually Anna's son, but from now on, she couldn't take Jack from him because he had locked the door to the villa, and he had installed a signal screen.
You convinced him that you're his mother.
Just as John was about to approach Anna, Anna knocked John unconscious with a wrench. And realizes the woman in front of him wanted to take away his child, so he first pretended that his son was in the room of the villa. Immediately after, he lured Anna to the villa. After seeing the fish take the bait, John provocatively claims that Anna is Jack's mother, but from now on, she would never see Jack again. Just when John thought his plan was working, Anna knocked her out with a wrench. Then she grabbed the keys off the floor and left the villa. She went to Jack's house and dragged him to the car. The two of them had their passports ready. They were ready to leave the country. But just as Anna was handing over her passport, the officer noticed something unusual on Jack's passport. It was obviously a fake passport that had been obtained on the black market. So they took Anna to jail, and John, after Anna left. Then he called the police. Now the police arrested Anna for child abduction plus a fake passport. Anna was arrested and put in jail. After hearing about his sister's arrest, his brother George, through his connections, he found the local police officers, told them the reason for the incident. The police officers, who understood the situation, eventually conducted a DNA comparison at the scene. The results showed that Anna was Jack's real mother. John was not related to Jack in any way. The case then took a 180-degree turn. Anna was successfully released by the police. John was arrested and sent to jail. While Anna's family was sharing a beautiful moment, she accidentally saw a private conversation between her brother George and her mother. Then the blood DNA report from Jack's earlier test came through the phone. It showed that he was not related to Jack. But why did the police lie to her last night that she was related? Anna went to the prison to ask John the truth about what happened. It turned out that Jack was the child of his wife and another man. John did not want to prejudice the child because of this incident, so after his wife died, John took care of Jack as if he were his own child. That's why he tried to stop Anna from taking Jack away from him. And at that moment, his brother George, he was driving Jack to the pond where Jack had drowned as a child 8 years earlier. They rowed the boat to the middle of the pond. By the time Anna realized that something was wrong, George had already returned home. Jack was nowhere to be found. When Anna was in a state of anxiety, Mother told Anna the truth.
Jason kills Tom.
Mom, are you okay?
It turns out, it was his brother George who killed his son Jack by himself at that party 8 years ago. His ex-husband Matt was on a secret date with his current wife in the woods. Little Jack saw his father's figure, so he went in with him. Brother George saw his nephew walk into the woods, so he took him to the river, let him play with the boat. He went to teach Matt, who betrayed his sister, a lesson. Just as he finished with Matt, he found little Jack drowned in the pond. No matter how he tried to rescue him, it was no use, so he did what he had to do. He buried his nephew's body in the forest. And now, 8 years later, this is what happened now. Anna followed George's address to the forest and found Jack. Just as the two were rowing to escape, George's brother caught up with him. Anna rowed hard towards the center. George could not do it in his suit. Finally drowned in the water. At the end of the scene, Anna's family and her ex-husband's family mourned for her brother George. Anna and John eventually formed a new family.